Your dog isn't panting because they're happy. Not always. Sometimes that same wide-mouthed, tongue-out, relaxed-looking pant, the one you've seen 1,000 times and never worried about, is the early warning sign of something that can kill a healthy dog before you even realize anything is wrong. And here's the part vets wish more owners understood. It's not the heat itself that's the biggest danger. It's one specific habit, something millions of loving, attentive dog owners do every single summer without thinking twice, that turns a normal warm day into an emergency. It's not leaving the dog in the car. Everyone already knows about that one. This mistake is quieter. It happens during something that feels completely safe, something you've probably done with your own dog this week. By the end of this video, you'll never look at it the same way again. Here's the mistake: exercising your dog during the hottest part of the day, even for what feels like a short walk, and judging whether it's too hot based on how the air feels to you. That's it. That's the whole mistake, and it sounds almost too simple to matter. Here's why it does. Your body cools itself through sweat across almost your entire skin surface. A dog's body doesn't work that way. Dogs release heat mainly through panting and through small sweat glands in their paw pads, a tiny fraction of the surface area you have available, which means the temperature that feels warm but fine to you can already be operating at the outer edge of what your dog's body can handle. Not eventually, right now, during that walk. And the gap between fine and emergency is much smaller than most owners assume. And it can close in under 30 minutes. 30 minutes. That's shorter than most people's lunch break. Here's where most people stop and think they understand the problem. Okay, don't walk my dog at noon. Got it. But that's not actually the dangerous part. The dangerous part is what happens after, because of what most owners do the moment they realize something's wrong. Heat stroke in dogs doesn't arrive with a dramatic collapse. It starts small, heavier panting than usual, thick, ropey drool, a tongue that looks more red than normal. Your dog seems restless, lying down, getting up, lying down again, unable to settle. Most owners see this and think, he's just hot. He'll cool off. Here's the layer underneath that thought. Your dog isn't uncomfortable. Your dog's internal temperature is climbing past the point where their own cooling systems can keep up. And every minute that passes, the gap between heat produced and heat released gets wider. If it progresses, the signs escalate fast. Gums that shift from healthy pink to deep red, then purple or ghostly pale. Stumbling, trembling, vomiting. In severe cases, collapse or seizures. There's a simple test that vets use, and you can do it at home. Press gently on your dog's gums. The color should return within about 2 seconds. If it takes noticeably longer, that's a sign their circulation is already struggling. And here's where this stops being a story about hot weather. Because the moment owners notice these signs, the moment panic sets in, is exactly when the second mistake happens. And vets say this second mistake is often worse than the first. Worse because it comes from love. From someone trying desperately to help and doing the one thing that makes everything worse. Picture it. Your dog is overheating. You're scared. There's a hose right there, or a bucket of ice water from the cooler. Every instinct says, cold water now, as much as possible. Please don't. Here's what actually happens when you do that. Sudden, extreme cold causes the blood vessels near your dog's skin to constrict, to slam shut. Think about what that means physically. The heat that needs to escape from the body's core gets trapped instead, sealed in by the very response your dog's body uses to protect itself from cold. You're not pulling heat out, you're locking it in. The actual solution is almost the opposite of the instinct. Cool, not cold, water. Applied gradually to the areas where blood vessels run close to the surface, the belly, the inner legs, the paws, the neck. A damp towel, re-wetted often, works better than a soaking one. Because what's actually doing the work isn't the water itself. It's the air moving across that wet skin. Evaporation is the mechanism. It's the same principle your own sweat relies on. Except your dog needs help creating the conditions for it. Now here's the part that surprises almost everyone. Even after doing everything right, even after your dog seems to recover, perks up, starts acting normal again, the danger isn't over. In fact, the most serious part might not have happened yet. This is the layer almost nobody talks about. Heat stroke doesn't just affect the surface. While your dog's body temperature was elevated, organs were operating under stress. The kidneys, the liver, the gut lining, even the brain. And the visible recovery, your dog walking around, drinking water, wagging again, doesn't necessarily mean those internal systems have recovered too. Some of the most serious complications from heat-related emergencies don't appear in the first hour. They appear 12, 24, even 48 hours later. Clotting problems, kidney function declining, swelling that builds slowly inside tissue that doesn't have room to swell. Here's the misconception that costs the most. He seems back to normal, so we're probably fine. That sentence is the reason vets emphasize this so strongly. A dog that looked completely fine within the hour can still need blood work, because blood work reveals what behavior can't. Organs don't announce their stress with a limp or a whimper. They just start failing quietly, while everything on the outside looks normal. This is why every single veterinary resource says the same thing, even when it feels unnecessary. If your dog showed real signs of overheating, even if they recovered, get them checked. Not eventually. The same day. Step back for a second. None of the owners this happens to are careless. Most of them know about hot cars. Most of them carry water. Most of them love their dogs in a way that's obvious to anyone watching. The mistake isn't a lack of care. It's a mismatch between two different bodies. You experience the day through a body that sweats everywhere, that cools efficiently, that has a wide margin between warm and danger. Your dog experiences the exact same afternoon through a body with almost none of those advantages, and a margin that's measured in minutes, not hours. When you judge the day by how it feels to you, you're not making a careless choice. You're using the only reference point you have, and that reference point, through no fault of your own, doesn't apply to the dog standing next to you. That's the entire mistake. Not negligence, translation error. Here's what's worth sitting with. Your dog will follow you on a hot afternoon without complaint. They'll keep walking, keep playing, keep trying to keep up. Because that's what they do. Because being near you is the thing they want most, regardless of the temperature. They won't tell you when it's too much. Not in a way you'd recognize in time. Which means the responsibility for reading the day correctly, not by how it feels, but by what their body can actually handle, sits entirely with you. That's not a burden. It's the other half of the bond. They trust you with their comfort without ever being able to ask for it directly. Understanding what that trust actually requires, the small, invisible decisions that protect them, is what this is really about. If understanding your dog on a deeper level fascinates you, that's exactly what this channel is here to explore.